My style's impetuous. My defense is impregnable. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back Against the Ropes podcast. Gio Garcia, I'm alongside Christian Mosqueda, man. We are back in the building, man. Biggest weekend in boxing, Chris.
Dude, for sure, man. That was a performance up until the fight, man.
Yeah, Jake Paul did amazing. Unbelievable.
Shoot.
You know, welcome back, everyone. Number 125, man. 125.
It's a quarter way in. Quarter of a way in till
what?
200. 200.
200. Yeah, man. I went ahead and put the topics that we're gonna discuss today on your screen. We're back, man. Like we said, big weekend in boxing, and a big weekend coming up as well. Man, start with some shout outs, dude.
Shout outs, man.
Before we forget, we're gonna get into it.
Well, let's shout out to our boy George, man. He just had his twins.
Well, yeah, shout out to our guy, George
Dude.
Razo.
Damn. Family of 5.
Twins. Do you know the gender of?
I don't.
No?
No, he just put the picture up today, but felicidades, bro. Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy. Twins, man.
Yeah.
2 for 1.
If they're boys,
Discount.
man, put gloves on them right now.
Make them spar against each other.
Start them early. Man.
Yeah, but we're here, man. Oh, go
I was
ahead.
gonna say they had to fight their way out of the womb. Whoever came out first, got
For real,
his
huh?
jab working early.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Jesus, who's here early. Jesus.
Eso es todo.
He's starting off hot, man. You know Jesus. He's coming in
Yeah.
with the takes right away. Says Jake versus Connor. I got Jake.
Oh,
Jake from State Farm.
Jake from State Farm. All right, let's get into. What do you want to start with Jake, Nate?
Yeah, sure. Let's
do
get
it,
into it, man. What'd you think, first of all?
First of all, that I did not expect that fight to be so short. I had just paid for the. Well, first of all, I paid for the fight. I thought it
How much was it?
$49.99.
Asking for a friend.
How much was it? I paid for it. You know what? I respect the fact that Mike is like at a different, state of mind, more wise, older. Just the fact that he got in that ring, I'm like, you know what? I'll pay for it. He's doing it for charity. I'm like, fuck it, why not? So yeah, I got it right when that fight started, and it ended just as soon as it started. Man, I did not expect it to be 2 rounds, but yeah.
So before the fight, what was your prediction? I don't think we gave any
We
official
didn't. I don't
predictions,
think we
but
did.
going into the fight,
Yeah, I honestly I didn't know too much. I just knew that Jake had a bit of the size advantage. I knew that he had more experience. He's been, training in boxing for the last year and a half. My gut was like, you don't bet against an NBA athlete, a natural athlete.
3-time slam dunk champion.
Not just that, you got to be like he's rather small for an NBA player. So like to make it to the NBA, you got to have that athleticism and that work ethic and that mental strength. And I was like, I don't think this YouTube guy, even though he is the better of the, he is the better of the brothers at fighting. I just didn't.
Is
think,
he?
I that's from what I hear, from what I've seen. He's 2-0. He hasn't had,
The other guy was pretty good.
The other guy.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, dude. That fight against KSI, I'm not gonna lie, man. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I thought it was good.
Well, we talked about how they're very entertaining. They know how to, sell themselves in front of a camera. So we did give him props on that. But I think other than that, we haven't given them too much credit. We do, put respect on boxing's name, and we haven't given too much credit to the, the YouTube stars or per se. But yeah, I was impressed with the knockout. The way if you can make a meme out of a fight, that means you did something right.
Oh man,
So, yeah.
I'm gonna post some, but not the disrespectful ones because I actually like Nate Robinson. I like Nate Robinson. I always liked him as a player. He's about 5'8",
Yeah,
3-time slam dunk champion. He did things that were unheard of at his size to be able to dunk over people and be so athletic and have a long career in the NBA. Even now, he's playing in the Big Three Ice Cube's league.
Okay.
So he's still active.
Yeah.
So I do have respect for Nate Robinson. But yeah, I'm not gonna go ahead and put the disrespectful memes. So I'm not gonna do that to him.
Yeah. Did you go through the meme? Did you look at a lot of them?
The archive?
Yeah, the archive. Yeah. Did you?
Nah, I didn't,
Nah?
man. I don't spend too much time on the social media. So
Yeah.
I saw a couple. some funny ones.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me go ahead and put it on your screen right here, ladies and gentlemen. Before we analyze this fight, you know, a lot of people were upset about it, but here's this meme here.
Ooh.
You see it? The
Okay.
Ali,
Yeah.
Jake, right? Jake.
Yeah.
I'm still not too familiar with the names, but let me tell you this, man. I'm gonna start putting respect on their names.
Damn.
Because, like you said, this gentleman's 2-0, right? This gentleman's 2-0, and you know, I saw this meme. I thought it was pretty funny. I thought it was good. It says this is about to be in white barbershops across America.
He said white.
And it
Is
has
that his post? Is that
No,
Jake?
no.
Oh, that's
This
just
was
somebody.
from someone else that
Okay.
I saw. I believe this was Instagram, judging by
Okay.
the picture there. And I also saw this one, which I thought was pretty good. It says, "Let's see Jake Paul fight one of these hoopers next," and it's gonna pop up right there on your screen right
let's see.
now, Chris.
Oh wow.
Come on, son. Manny Pacquiao. Look at this.
Manny Pacquiao. Is that Mayweather on the left? Because
Yeah, that's Mayweather. That's Mayweather. Hey,
Kind of looks like Ray Allen from my vantage point.
you remember Mayweather getting crossed up, right?
Yeah.
By who was it? I forget.
I was an artist, right?
No, it was one of those baller street ball guys. If you guys remember, let us know. It
Yeah.
wasn't the professor. It was I forgot his name, but yeah,
But
that's
yeah.
pretty funny. What's up to Sean? Hey, Sean.
So Sean. But yeah, I remember he just boxed.
That's right.
Yeah, I remember like Mayweather getting clowned, and then he had his fanboys going like, "Well, that's not his sport," blah blah blah.
Yeah,
But that's funny. Pacquiao, okay, dude. Honestly, Jake Paul was very smart, very very smart for calling out Conor. He may not win that fight. He may, you never know. But just the fact that he used that platform to call out Conor McGregor, that might grow.
That's
interest.
money right there.
That's money. Like, as soon as you sign it, and if I'm not saying it's gonna come to like it's gonna happen, but just if you do sign it, boom, that's
See, but look,
millions
this is
upon
the thing
millions.
where I know so many boxers and so many boxing fans were upset at this fight.
Mm-hmm.
They were upset that Jake Paul made more than $500,000, right? 600K is what I'm
Yeah.
rating guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
So that number can go up from what I've read with the pay-per-view numbers.
Yeah.
Now, he is great at marketing himself.
Mm-hmm.
How many followers does he have
Yeah.
in total across all platforms? I don't even know. I'm gonna guess close to 20 million. I'm not
Yeah,
sure. I don't know too much about him, but this guy knows how to market himself, man.
Yeah.
And we keep saying it, right? Boxers wake up because, hey, these guys are putting on shows. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was a pretty good show.
Yeah. I just think of like of a school playground. Normally, you want to see the two best guys fight, right? Normally, you're like, okay, that's who. But if you see like the cool guy versus the nerd guy, and they want to fight, I'll be like, okay, I kind of want to
this is
see
a
that
good
even-
matchup.
Yeah, it's a good matchup. So it's like now it's, like you said, the 20 million followers. It's whoever's popular, whoever's popping, whoever can market themselves. They can, in a way, make it enticing enough for people to want to see them brawl it out. And that's what he did. And he's 2-0, and then he calls out McGregor, which is a big stretch. I know a lot of people were like, "Man, shut up, like sit down." But I mean,
If it happens, man, this guy,
yeah,
he's a master.
marketing.
Yeah, marketer, man.
Yeah,
Shout out to Just Boxing Foundation in the house. You know what it is, Sean. Thank you for the shirts, man. You know, anybody who gives me a shirt, I'm a rock it for sure.
yeah,
Represent, you know. I'm grateful for you guys who hook it up, you know. And Sean has given me quite a few shirts.
yeah.
I think it got to the point where I was on his podcast so many times where I'm just like, dude, don't worry about the gift basket. Like,
Just give me a shirt, keep me warm.
no,
That's-
even then I'm like, I already have like 4, Sean. You're good. Yeah.
man.
But let's see. Let's go back to some of these comments here. By Jesus, is the chat popping up? Let's go. Oh, there it is. All right. He says, let's see. Nate played college football cornerback. Yeah, Nate he's an athlete, man.
Yeah,
This guy, you would think he would be able to play any sport, right? But boxing is just so different. I honestly thought he had a chance because of his athleticism, man. I thought he was going to use that agility and be able to maneuver better in that ring.
Yeah.
I just don't think he had enough time training.
To train.
It didn't look like he really knew how to defend himself that much, and that's another part that kind of frustrates me in boxing. Period.
Yeah.
You know, I always say boxing is 50% of it, probably more, is not getting hit. Right? Some of these guys, they win fights landing 40% of their punches. Right?
Yeah.
So the rest of the fight, they're avoiding punches. You know, Teofimo landed what, like 30 something percent in that
35,
fight,
yeah.
and won in the eyes of most people. So to me, being able to avoid punches is maybe even more important than going all out on the attack, right?
Yeah.
Because anytime your opponent misses punches, there's a chance for a counter punch there.
Yeah.
It just didn't seem like Nate. I was gonna call him Nate Dogg. They call him that
Nate
in
Dogg.
they made a Nate Dogg reference, right, in
Who did, Snoop?
in the broadcast.
Okay.
No, the gentleman from Showtime.
Okay.
I always forget his name, but Snoop, dude, Snoop.
Ooh, Snoop.
We're gonna talk about Snoop.
We'll
We're
get
gonna
into
talk
it.
about Snoop.
He kind of stole the show in a way, man. Like, I don't think anybody has made Sugar Ray Leonard look bad like, you know,
Oh,
dude. Because
in general,
in general, and dude, Snoop just stole that commentary like
Guy's a G,
show,
man.
man. But yeah, as for Nate, I think his athleticism kind of backfired because he was leading in. He was trying to rush in, and he was leading with his
lunging
head.
in and
Lunging in. I'm like, like you could see that athleticism, you could see that speed, but that thing just backfired because he was just, instead of using those angles, the side angles,
I did feel bad for
Yeah.
him because the first punch looked like it was a little behind,
behind
the
the
head.
head, yeah.
Right, and when he got up, he even held the back of his head.
Yeah.
And he looked kind of shocked, like, "What the heck just
Yeah.
hit me?" And the referee just kind of let it go.
Kinda let it go,
He
yeah.
did give him about 20 seconds every time he went down, though.
Yeah.
Which, you know, the ref was trying to be fair and trying to keep the show going. Understandably so. But the first one looked a little behind the head.
Yeah.
I don't think it was intentional. It was just that Nate lunged in, and as Jake Paul was throwing that right hook and kind of caught him behind the ear a little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't think he ever recovered from that one. Like, he looked a
I
little
don't think
like
so.
his eyes are just like, whoa, like.
I mean, he
Nate-
wasn't as bad as the bronze bomber, but he was a little
Oh,
shit. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say the hot Cheeto guy. That's what they were calling him, huh? The first opponent
The
from
hot Cheeto guy, the Slim Jim guy.
Yeah, that
Man.
one. But yeah,
Yeah.
you know, Nate Robinson is normally a very confident, you know, athlete in
Yeah.
general, right? And after that punch, it just seemed like he was like, "Whoa, I'm gonna just try to survive in here." He was kind of hugging a lot, lunging a lot, and I did feel bad for him, man. But I mean, 600K.
Yeah. What was the weight difference? Because you noticeably,
I don't know,
You can
actually.
notably like see Jake bigger. He was just a bigger, you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
fighter
Actually, if you guys know in the comment section, let us know. And let me read some of these comments. Let's see. Let me put live chat instead of top chat. All right.
Do you feel like, I know people have been joking about this. Do you feel like an NBA player has to step in and kind of save face for for these NBA athletes?
It seems like it because I think we all saw the post of Nate Robinson before the fight saying he's going to do this for the NBA brothers and this and that
Yeah.
and his family. And people were rooting for him. I saw a lot of
Yeah.
tweets. I saw articles that were talking about Steph Curry, you know, backing him up and the New York Knicks. And after the fight, they were just like, oh, shoot. Like,
God,
we don't know that guy had actual experience in the ring. But yeah, I saw one where I don't know if Donovan Mitchell reposted it or if he posted it himself initially, but I saw him post a picture of Meta World Peace
Oh, okay.
and said I'd
Shit.
like to see him fight this former NBA player. But Meta World Peace is like 6'8", dude. Like, come on.
Yeah. That's heavy. That's heavy for sure. I mean, but who wouldn't want to see Meta World Peace in there, right?
Yeah, I think
Right.
Meta has some experience in boxing, actually. I know he's a big boxing fan, and I believe I've heard that he has trained before in boxing. But his reach is tremendous. I mean,
Yeah.
we're talking about probably the biggest heavyweight. You know, he probably has longer reach than Tyson Fury at this point. I'm not
Yeah.
sure, but yeah.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
mean-
some NBA players could have been boxers. Like, you know, I know Jesus mentioned cornerbacks. Some of the cornerbacks could have been also boxers, and they have like some of the attributes that you need in boxing. But yeah,
Sean says Jake wouldn't want to see Meta in there.
most people wouldn't want to see Meta in there. The guy's all about peace.
Malice in the Palace.
Man, but
He's not. I don't think he'll be about peace in the ring, man.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, but Nate Robinson, I thought he had a chance. I was rooting for him as an NBA fan.
Yeah.
But hey, man, these YouTube guys they're taking it serious. That's what I do respect. I remember when that first fight came about, the other Paul brother with KSI. I was like, this is bullshit. I didn't even know. I hadn't heard much about the fight.
Yeah.
But when it happened, I did tune in, and I was surprised in a good way. I was like, okay, they got some skill. Like it seemed like they took their training seriously, as opposed to. I'm not saying Nate Robinson didn't. He probably just didn't have enough time. But Jake Paul's first opponent, he just had no idea what he was doing in the ring.
Yeah, I think I saw a video of Logan Paul doing some. I think he was training with an MMA guy, and the same thing. I saw a lot of that work. And in a way, you have to give it to these guys. They don't, garner and get these many followers just, half-assing it. That hunger is there. That work ethic is there for them to have as many followers as they have.
Marketing, man.
To be as big as they are,
Damn.
like they have to work hard. Nobody just gets to, 15 million, 10 million, 20 million followers just cause. Marketing is one of them, but it's like that consistency and work ethic. So, yeah, man, they do have some hunger, and would you like to see another fight? Would you like to see Jake Paul again?
Yeah. Get mad at me all you want, boxing fans, but let me tell you this, man. Let me tell you this. I don't go on Twitter a lot, right? We do have an Against the Ropes Twitter. Go follow us if you have a Twitter at againstdaropes. I tweeted about the Joyce fight against Daniel Dubois.
Yeah.
I got maybe one like.
Got one like.
Tweeted about the Nate Robinson, Jake Paul fight. Dude, I haven't even checked lately. Like I said, I don't use Twitter that much.
Yeah.
But like within 10 seconds, it had like 7 likes. And I thought it was a glitch, dude, because I'm like, wait, what?
Refresh.
I don't think we've ever gotten that many likes on Twitter. We only have about 100 followers.
Yeah,
so
we're not too. Yeah.
we don't really. I use it to post the links to post, which I got to do right now. I gotta post this link. But dude, it got like 50 something likes and like 8 retweets. And I was like, what the hell?
This is the YouTube guy.
I thought it was tripping. There's got to be something wrong with this, but
even I messaged you. I was like, dude, that shit was funny. The YouTube guy.
yeah,
Man.
and I was tripping. I was like, how did this get so much attention? It said because it tells you in the statistics how many people saw this tweet, and it was close to 60,000.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, what the hell? Like, and immediately my reaction was, I was not too content with boxing fans, man. And I'm gonna say we as boxing fans, we only have ourselves to blame for this because people can complain about YouTubers and this and that, but they're garnering that attention. They're bringing in the views, the followers. I'm pretty sure a lot of teen YouTube fans were watching this, paid for this pay-per-view. I don't know what the numbers are, but people were saying it was going to do over 1 million. I'm not even sure. But, hey, all I'm going to say is I tweeted about Joyce. It got like 1 or 2 likes. Yeah. And this thing was like, got so many views. And I'm just like, where are boxing fans at? Because that Joyce fight, dude, I was like fascinated by this fight. But
that was wow, dude.
Before it happened, and then during the fight, even then, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be like, oh, it was boring. But I really liked the fight.
Yeah, again, it goes back to that schoolyard. Like, people want to see the most popular kid fight against that one athlete, that the best athlete in the school, as opposed to the 2 best fighters at that school. It's, it's just, again, marketing, and, everybody likes to see a fight. Who doesn't want to see a fight?
Oh, heck yeah.
So, yeah, they can take a less. This is the thing. I think we talked about this before. Like, these boxers should pay attention to what these YouTube stars are doing when they're in front of a camera. Pay attention to the little things.
Yes.
How they look at the camera, how they interact with the audience. You could pick up something from them and learn from them and use that, make it your own, of course, and use that to market yourself. I know a lot of boxing fans are just like, they don't deserve to be here. Like, they're not real fighters, but the marketing aspect is there. So kind of pay attention to them, learn from them, and use that for your career, down the road. So, Yeah.
I think it's fascinating personally, man. Like,
Yeah.
how can you get such a large following?
Yeah.
We only have about 1,000 subscribers on this podcast.
Right?
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And obviously, boxing isn't, the most popular sport here in the U.S. But
Mhm.
I mean, it's popular enough, you
Yeah.
know. But for these guys to gain such a following doing YouTube videos, I don't even know exactly what they do, but I just know a lot of people follow them and a lot of people
Yeah.
subscribe to their stuff.
Yeah.
So let me go to some comments here. Hard to take that Ali Gibb. Hard to say that Ali Gibb took it seriously, and that's his name. Yeah, the Hachiro
Okay.
guy.
Yeah. Hachiro.
Not to disrespect him, but
Slim
you know,
Jim.
yeah, yeah. And even then, the build up to that fight was pretty good.
Yeah.
But and then Sean is saying, I believe he's disagreeing with Jake Paul beating McGregor, which I will have to agree with that. I think McGregor still has enough fighting experience to beat a guy like Jake from State Farm. Sean says he's trained. Let me pull it up for you guys. He's a trained fighter. He has sparred and trained with boxing world champions. Jake Paul beat a YouTuber and an NBA star. There's a significant experience gap. 100% agree with that. Conor has gotten work from Paulie, Van Heerden, and Mayweather. Yeah. And dude, they never released the Paulie Malignaggi full tape, did they?
I don't think so.
With the sparring and all that.
What was the consensus that Paulie didn't look as bad, right? Supposedly, or what do you think? Or did McGregor give him the work?
I'm still getting that Paulie didn't look so good.
Ah, okay.
And by judging by his reaction as well, because Paulie didn't look too content. But I mean, we all know that's kind of a show. Like, I think as boxing fans, we understand. Like, he probably posted the best 20 seconds or whatever. But in general, I think fight fans are gonna be like, look at Paulie getting worked by an MMA guy. You know,
I'm a little sad that Paulie didn't get his bag. I feel like he was trying to push those buttons to kind of lure McGregor into a fight, and could have been a good tune-up fight for. I mean, I guess because this is prior to Mayweather, right? Or was this after?
I believe before Mayweather. Yeah.
So dang, Paulie, you didn't get your
Yeah,
bag.
and then Sean says, let's see, what the heck? Fighting is not fighting is not boxing? Jesus said that, right?
Yeah.
Huh. But I think Conor has enough boxing experience. He
Now?
went, 8 rounds against? He landed some good shots. Mayweather's probably carrying him in the fight, you could say, but
Yeah.
it's all good. I don't know. I don't know how to judge
Yeah.
Jake Paul. And we've spent 25 minutes on this. Hey, we got to move on, man. This is
move on.
disrespectful.
That's
Sorry,
a
boxing
no.
fans.
That's
Hey,
enough.
man, don't get mad, though. These guys are doing it. 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
He's taking the training seriously from what I see. And I respect it, man. I respect it.
Entertainment is part of the game.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the entree, this big event today, or the big event over the weekend.
54-year-old Mike Tyson against 51-year-old Roy Jones Jr. They moved it to Staples Center. The show, I think, overall was pretty good.
Pretty good. It was dope. I liked
You
it.
think
I
it was
enjoyed
dope?
it. I enjoyed it.
So it was $50, right? The pay-per-view.
So I got a heavyweight fight. I got a Snoop Dogg concert. I got a YouTube guy knocking an NBA athlete out. I think I got my money's worth. I think, and then Snoop. The commentary was fun. I thought it was very good.
Snoop is the GOAT, man. Long Beach represent. Yes, sir. But Snoop apparently he replaced Lil Wayne last second,
Oh, did he?
which
Okay.
I wasn't aware of it until after because Snoop he stole the show. Let's keep it real.
Wait. He replaced Lil Wayne's performance or commentary? Was Lil Wayne supposed to do commentary?
I believe so.
Commentary. Really?
Um,
I'm guessing performance, right?
maybe.
Okay.
I'm not sure because and if you guys know, let us correct us here. But I read that Lil Wayne last second canceled, like the day of.
Oh shit.
And then obviously Snoop is from LA, so
Yeah.
he filled right in.
He knows.
And he did his thing, man.
Yeah.
The Snoop, he's great with words.
Yeah.
Like and
Flow,
he-
right?
he-
He can flow.
and he's pretty knowledgeable in sports, period, and he respects these athletes to I mean, do what he did. He did a great job, man. He stole the show. Look, we mentioned Roy against Tyson, and now we're talking about Snoop. The performance I thought was pretty good.
That was good. Yeah.
This guy, he's a great performer. I would like just watching him. Like, man, I want to see this guy live.
Yeah.
And the commentary, I mean, come on, man.
It was just like that. Like, he's knowledgeable about these two guys fighting, and then he's got like these unorthodox like commentary that just makes you laugh. And he was making those guys laugh. And I said it earlier in the show. He made Sugar Ray look bad. Like I was hoping a little bit more color from Sugar Ray. He had,
but let me interrupt you there.
Yeah.
My bad, but has Sugar Ray like looked great at commentating? I know he's solid, but I've never said wow. Like,
yeah, he just, yeah. I just like because it was Mike Tyson, and
okay.
these are two
another legend.
legend. Yeah, I'm like he's gonna have a lot to say, a lot to,
because when you think about the greats, like from that era, or Roy Jones is like the younger one per se. In a way, right? When you think about like Ali, when you think about Sugar Ray, when you think about Tyson, and then Jones came a little bit after them, but it's like that golden era of American fighters.
Yeah. So I thought he was gonna have like a lot of content to share. I know the other commentator, I forget his name, long hair, glasses. He's really good.
Wait, what are you talking about?
The other commentator, he was like, just pulling him in, asking him those questions, and then Sugar Ray was just
the gentleman from Showtime.
Yeah.
He's
guy's good.
I forget his name, but I know he also does WWE stuff.
He does,
I know he's pretty good, and he's the one who does all the references. That's what I like. He's on Showtime, because he did make a Nate Dogg reference when Nate was fighting.
Yeah, he's good with that. So he was bringing Sugar Ray.
He has good hip hop
references.
references.
Connections. Yeah, but man, Snoop he's got like that charisma, that fun factor, that entertaining factor. Like, homeboy stole the show, and
Mauro Ranallo.
There you go. Yeah, he's dope. He has a cool story. You guys should look that up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He had to.
I think you told me about this before.
Yeah, he had to overcome like depression and other stuff.
Yeah, you told me about this. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Tyson, man, 54 against 51. What was your prediction before Gio?
Mike Tyson against Roy?
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a close fight. I know a lot of people were writing off Roy Jones, but
yeah,
I think for them, it's kind of, in a way, it's like kind of riding a bike.
Okay.
Yeah, Roy Jones has gotten knocked out before, but I mean, he still, at 51, still has very good reflexes.
Yeah.
He still has good instincts, and like you guys were saying here in the comment sections, he didn't look too old. Tyson looked fast and quick. Tyson and Roy didn't look too old. I 100% agree with that. They look good. So I thought I was kind of hoping for this, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, draw,
Draw, yeah, okay.
I mean, they mentioned that there was not going to be an official winner. So I don't know why they had the
judges.
Just to make it more interesting, I suppose.
Just to make it.
I didn't want to see Roy get knocked out simply because a lot of people were saying, "Oh man, Roy is gonna get laid out, this and that." Man, I got a lot of respect for Roy. So
I think a lot of people thought that Roy was gonna be Nate, and it was, he was gonna get laid out like that.
Oh, okay, yeah. And he only weighed in supposoly 10 pounds less than
Mike
Tyson, so it wasn't too bad.
I mean, a lot of it had to do with Mike Tyson, his aura, what you thought of him in his prime, and then again the social media videos, right? Like the ones where you see him just crushing the pads, and you just kind of.
Then again, they probably showed the best 20
clips,
seconds.
right?
You know what I'm saying? Hey, I edit these videos, and you've seen the videos, Chris. Like, you can sit there for an hour and get a good 20 seconds that you have to put together.
Yeah, turns water into wine. But yeah, it's crazy because a lot of people were counting Roy off, but I mean, when I was doing the research, like and people know Roy's last fight was 3 years ago.
Yeah, 2018, right?
Yeah,
is that correct?
Yeah. He's never wanted to leave the sport. He's one of those athletes that people tell him just let it quit, retire. You're done enough. You're tarnishing your legacy.
Why nobody care about me, man? This guy retired 2 years ago.
That's why I was like, wait, nobody thinks about that. Like nobody really thinks that it's been 15 years?
15 years or something like that. When was the last time? 2016 for Mike Tyson?
Yeah. I mean, that muscle memory is there, but still, that's 15 years of just not really being in the ring. So I was like, man, a lot of people really don't, they're really giving Mike more and they're not really
and
worried about him.
Taking into consideration the drug abuse, he still smokes weed. I read an article today where Mike Tyson said that he smoked weed before the fight.
Before his fights?
Yeah.
Dang, he probably smoked before this one too.
And he said he's clean for the white powder for 2.5 years.
Okay.
So he was still like,
Yeah.
those vices were still ongoing.
Yeah.
So it's great to see him back in shape and he looked like passionate. He looked like Mike Tyson, man.
Yeah, especially those early rounds, he just looked vicious. And you guys tell me what you guys saw. From what I saw from like the early rounds, I thought it was all Mike, and I kind of felt like Roy was a little out of his league in a way. He was just trying to, keep him at bay, but he was.
Hey, but that
he
jab,
was moving.
Though,
that jab was there.
That jab though.
Yeah, and I know El Gomez, our friend of the show, Alfonso. I know he kind of judged the fight. I was just enjoying it, so I didn't really. Yeah. I didn't judge
it. Honestly, I didn't judge it.
Like looking back now, I'm like, you know what? If Roy survived, he didn't get knocked out. He must have done something well in that fight, But yeah, I think Tyson, like especially the first 2 rounds, I thought he was gonna get that knockout just because he was coming on strong. The hooks he was throwing them. The body shots were like the most eye catching ones, I think. And I think he even gave Roy props at the end. Like, you took that shot. Like, he knows because he's knocked out guys with those body shots. And for Roy to take those at 51, those were gonna hurt the next day.
Yeah, let me ask you guys this at home: was this everything you thought it would be? A lot of people were expecting knockouts, this and that, but I thought it was a good boxing fight, man.
Yeah.
Like you guys said, they didn't look 50 years old, man.
Yeah.
If I can move like them at 50, man, I'll be happy.
I was telling people, like, I don't even want to fight Mike Tyson at 54. Like, you do you, buddy. Like, we're good.
Yeah.
But man, I want to move like that now. Like,
that
Jesus, man, that was, dude. It's no surprise why he became a champion at 20 years old. Like, he's just the freak of nature to still move that at 54.
Yeah.
What 54-year-old moves like that? No, like only Mike can do that. And so I know a lot of people want to see him fight again. I know a lot of people. There's interest. There's a lot of interest now. And I know he did this for charity. Did he take us? Do you know if he got paid separately, and then the pay-per-view goes to the charity? Because I'm hearing like 2 stories.
I'm not sure. I don't think they'll actually disclose that information.
Mm-hmm.
I think initially, and this is just a guess from my part. Initially, I don't think they thought they would make this much money off of it. Okay. $50. People are saying they're gonna sell over $1 million, and we'll wait to see that number.
The numbers,
but, I'm pretty sure they're gonna take their cut and donate the rest to charity. Either way, it's a great cause.
Yeah.
I'm not too concerned about the specific amount of numbers, the specific number, but I'm pretty sure they made a large sum considering there was no crowd there.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they try to push it so where they could have a crowd.
Yeah.
But I mean, I it looked like it did great, man. They put on a great overall show. The production was good. What is it called? Triller? The app that
Triller.
Several people are investors, including Snoop Dogg.
Okay.
And it makes sense why he could fill in last second or whatnot.
Right.
But I thought it was a great overall show. Whatever amount it is, I'm sure it's going to be a good amount. And I thought it was good, man. Sean says he'd buy it again.
You'd buy it again? Yeah, I think so. Because he looked pretty good, for that age, for the, what people expected. It's Mike Tyson. The last time you saw Mike Tyson against Brian McBride, he was just a shell himself. He fought much better this last fight than that fight and the previous fights, like in the latter of his career. So, yeah, people are excited to see him back. Even if, of course, it has to be, matched accordingly.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Don't put him in there with Tyson Fury, man.
Yeah, no.
Come on.
I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, Mike is back. He can knock out." Because these heavyweights now, they don't get the credit. People always think, "Oh, that era was better. Mike can still knock him out." No, you have to be real. Mike is great for a 54-year-old, but yeah, let's not put him in there with a
guy who's a foot taller than him.
Yeah, exactly. With the Deontay Wilders, the Anthony Joshua's, he's still 54
put him in the same age group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it could still sell and still be, I I would put Mike with some of the latter 40-year-olds that have some experience. I think that would be still
Hey.
enticing and competitive.
Hey,
But
hey,
who do you want?
King Kong Ortiz might be 50. I don't know.
Oh, dang.
I'm just saying. He looked great last fight, though. So
He did. He looked.
I'm just saying. He might be in that age bracket. We don't know.
Could be, man. That's one of those
boxing jokes, right?
Take that back. Mike is not the only 54-year-old like that.
No, but thank you, Sean, for... Hey, Sean, you are officially... I was talking to Chris about this before the show, right? You're officially invited. Next week, if you want to come on the show,
Yeah.
you're invited to come to the studio or via Zoom, whatever you want. But this is your official invitation, all right?
Hey,
I'll
there
probably
you go.
text you later, but... Yeah, man. So we can break down the Errol Spence, Danny Garcia fight.
That's right, yeah.
All right, which we're going to get into later on. We're about 40 minutes in. We still got a good amount of time to go. We're going to try to keep it under 2 hours, right? The last couple.
We're saving the last 30 minutes for our goodbyes, right?
Of course. You know what it is.
Hey.
But, yeah, Sean says, Mike said his purse will go to various charities. And I also saw the interview post-fight where he said before, his purses will go to various things, parties, cars, this and that, mansions. But now he says he's a new man and he has a different mission in life. So, man, it's great to see Mike Tyson. I love listening to his podcast. It's full of wisdom, and I learn about all these conquerors and emperors just by listening to him. And it's great, man. Mike Tyson, he's the man.
Yeah, I saw I saw this fight with my sisters, and they don't follow boxing. The only reason they follow is because they know that I follow it,
They try to support it.
and they try to support.
Yeah.
But they saw this post-fight interview, and they were like, whoa,
Dude.
Mike is, they're like, oh, I like Mike. Oh, I like how he thinks now. Like, they were saying, because the only introduction they have of Mike is the old videos where he was just crazy, animal, wild. He's gonna eat your children, all this crazy stuff. And then they see him now. They don't really see, obviously,
your children.
they don't see his podcast, but this is their introduction to the new Mike. They were like, oh, he's really nice. He's really smart. He's very wise. He's very, look how respectful he is to his opponent. They don't know Roy, and so they're like, oh, I like him. Like, he's a cool guy. So that just shows you, even like the casuals, like they're like, oh, Mike is coming around. I like him now. We know in boxing, casuals run the game. And so, it's
Just like in any industry, man.
like
That's why I don't like that word. Because when a hip hop artist sells 1 million copies, it's because of those people who don't really listen to hip hop, who just buy the album, right? Like, for example, Eminem has a lot of those fans who just like music, like pop music or rock music or whatever, but they'll buy the albums. And that's why I try not to use that word.
So what should we? Okay, no more casuals. What are we gonna call them?
Part-time boxing fans.
I was gonna say mainstream fans.
I just call them like fight fans, sport
Fight
fans.
fans,
I
okay.
don't know. Yeah, because I think casuals is a
Casuals.
good word,
It's a little
but the connotation of it has turned into a negative one.
Yeah, it's a
over
little
the years.
disrespectful, right?
Yeah.
That's what he's
Yeah.
a casual.
I respect them
All right,
because they pitch in when we buy the pay-per-view.
That's
so,
true.
You know
Like,
what I'm
okay,
saying?
they even it out.
Nah, but
That's
yeah.
true. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, man. Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson, yeah.
He's getting better with age.
Yeah. Roy's worst we cannot take away from Roy. Roy
man.
did. He put up.
Took those body punches.
Mhm.
Before I forget, I do want to mention his tribute to Kobe, and he mentioned it
right.
after the fight. Let me pull up the picture there, so you guys can see his outfit and the gloves
Yeah.
were everything purple and gold. And he did mention Kobe after the fight, and it was at Staples Center. It was in freaking Kobe's Holy Grail, his the place where he became a legend. So Roy did pay tribute to him, and I thought that was pretty cool, man. And respect to Roy. One of the greatest pound for pound fighters ever. The knockouts against him obviously are gonna bump him down in that list in the eyes of most people, but he still looked good, man. That jab.
The jab was working. He was moving. He was clinching
Man.
when he had to.
Heck yeah.
To me, I think there had to be some Mamba motivation in there, because I don't think anybody would have been mad at Roy if he would have decided, I can't continue because of those body shots. I don't think anybody would have been mad. Like, man, those are vicious. Like, we get you're 51. Like, they would have understood. But he stayed in that fight. He kept boxing him. He clinched when he had to. He did what he had to do just to go the distance. And so you got to give him props, because a lot of fighters. Nobody's fighting at 51, 54. And to take those shots, anybody would have been like, "Oh, that's enough." You know what? It's. I'm not even fighting for money for me. It's for a cause. So, like, you're not getting paid overtime, right? It's just
probably gonna take a year out of your life just taking those punches.
yeah. So like, props to them, and you could see it in the post interview. He was hurting, and respect to him. You know, kept those.
They're
gloves
catching
on.
their breaths. You're like, yeah, respect to Mike.
My Roy looked like you can tell who landed the body shots from that interview.
It was good, man. It was like rewinding time.
Yeah.
And I always kind of criticize boxing. I always say that boxing is on a downtrend in a way. And, you know, for me, growing up watching these guys fight, Roy Jones, Mike, obviously we caught him at the end of his career when he wasn't really Iron Mike anymore.
Yeah.
But we still got the chance to see him. And for a lot of people, a lot of 20-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, this was the first time watching Mike live.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool. But
yeah.
it was like Back to the Future, right? It was just like back in time. And it was pretty cool. And then Sean mentioned that he didn't know any of the performers, right?
What?
That he didn't know most of the performers. And it was cool to see Snoop because it was like, okay,
Snoop.
I don't feel so old anymore in a way. But
Yeah.
man, Snoop is a go-to. It was a great show.
Who else performed? Neo?
Dude,
Neo?
honestly, I don't even know.
Okay,
I
Neo.
only tuned in for the
Nate.
young legend Jake Paul.
Like, he's 23. Yeah.
I saw part of the Badu Jack fight.
Okay.
I didn't catch the performances, honestly.
Okay.
I was preoccupied doing other things, but my brother did have it on, and I was like kind of checking in and out until the young legend, of course, fought. The young YouTube legend. But yeah, I'm hearing people are very happy about it, and I'm happy about that, man. The eyes were back on boxing.
Yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed. You know how we see these boxing cards and we're like, oh, they're filling it with fillers and like with unnecessary stuff. I felt this one just ran smoothly from performances from artists I didn't know, but they performed well. You know, from big.
Was Wiz
big,
Khalifa in it? I
he
read
was-
that he was in
yeah.
it. I didn't catch it.
Yeah,
I
he
gotta
was
YouTube
there.
it or go back to it. Watch
See,
the replay.
I'm forgetting who performed
Yeah.
because this, you know, there was a good number of them.
That's crazy.
I thought it was overall a great card, and honestly, only Roy and Mike can bring these kind of artists to come and perform.
Celebrities,
You know, it's a pandemic. I know, like they're not performing, but like they picked this one to come in and perform, and they would only do it for Mike and for Roy, and knowing that Snoop is like tied into this event, like who wouldn't do it? So that was dope.
And I mean, that's another thing that I was a little. This is what frustrates me about boxing fans, right? They complain about, oh, these guys don't make a lot of money. Oh man, boxing should get more attention. But man, everybody was tweeting about this fight. Everybody was talking about it. Some 50-year-olds stole the weekend really because there were good fights.
Yeah.
We mentioned Joyce and we're gonna get into the Jacobs Rosado fight as well that people kind of forgot about after this event. But yeah, I think overall great show. But
Yeah.
I don't know if this is good or bad. Like for the state of boxing, that 250-plus-year-olds, you know, are gonna do great numbers. Obviously, the nostalgia part of it and
Plays into it. Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, hey, we're probably gonna see it again. It looked like Roy didn't want the rematch. When Tyson was like,
Yeah,
we could do it again. He
Yeah.
still had that face,
Yeah.
which I don't know why that. I don't know if you caught the little article screenshot that I posted today on the stories where somebody supposedly swung on Mike.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that?
Okay, the fan.
Why would you swing on Mike when he's still? I'm pretty sure he's still on fight mode.
Yeah.
It's like he's got the momentum of the fight. He's loose. His reflexes are back. Like, why would you swing on Mike, man?
It's probably some guy that was like, man, I could have been a champion, could have been a contender. This is my time. This is my chance. And he must have gone out. Like, did he, like, what exact, do you have the details on that? Or?
So, according to, I guess TMC wrote the initial article, and then I read several other ones that kind of matched what TMC said. They said that supposedly a gentleman came up to Mike and jokingly made some jokes about him fighting Mike. And supposedly, according to Mike's camp, that Mike joked back about, oh, a fight between me and you wouldn't turn out so well. And then supposedly the guy swung on Mike. And then Well, you guys can read the articles. There's different details and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
supposedly he ran away as Mike's security team was gonna,
Yeah.
intervene, and he ran away. And supposedly the cops are called, but the gentleman was gone by then. And they were saying supposedly that that gentleman had done something similar, not to that extent, but that they had seen him at previous events, and that he supposedly was disrespectful toward Mike. So it's probably, I don't know, somebody who was recording this, someone who's
Yeah.
doing this as a prank, or someone to get their name out there. I don't know, but
Maybe
they're
back-
crazy to swing at Mike, man.
For real. Maybe back in the day, Mike took his lady or something. I don't. We don't know, man. It's crazy people out there.
Yeah, and then I don't want to ignore Jesus' comment that says Vasquez versus Gonzalez was fight of the night. I did not catch that.
Didn't catch that
but
one.
Vasquez did. Well, actually, was that even on the pay-per-view? Because I know that was one of the early fights. Edward Vasquez, the gentleman who fought against Adán Ochoa.
Okay.
So that was him. I saw split decision. Correct me if I'm wrong,
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, but I did see split decision, and he won. So yeah, I didn't catch it. Like I said, I'll go back and YouTube it and things like that. But
Yeah.
man, I was happy with the show. I was happy with what I saw.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a very well-rounded event. Again, you don't always get to see, we probably will never see like an Oscar de la Hoya Tito Trinidad rematch, but we were able to see like two of the best to ever lace them up, even past their primes, but giving a really good effort. They both got in shape. They both, we were happy with the outcome. Obviously, we don't want to see anybody hurt. And we saw flashes of like why they were, at one time considered the best, in their division. So like I'm satisfied with them.
Yeah,
You can tell Mike still wants it, and in a way, I see why he does, because a lot of people don't give him credit, for his career. He probably didn't fulfill the potential that he had. Roy kind of has a more respectable career. He was the pound for pound king for that.
putting the knockouts aside.
Yeah, so the knockouts.
Because like
The night-
Mike, okay, he lost. You could say a little out of his prime, besides
Yeah.
the Buster Douglas, right?
Mhm.
And even then, people were saying he wasn't 100%. He was partying before the night, this and that.
Yeah.
He was in focus or whatnot. But most of his losses came toward the end of his career. And let me pull up the records here.
Yeah.
The thing that hurts Roy Jones, like at least to me, was he lost some fights in his prime, like to Tarver,
Yeah, towards the
right?
end.
And he got beat bad.
Mhm.
He was going up in weight and things like that.
Yeah.
And he did win the heavyweight championship of the world,
Mhm.
So that's pretty
It's pretty.
impressive, right?
Yeah.
Because his lightest weight was middleweight, where he won
Middleweight.
a championship.
Mhm.
So to go all the way to 200 plus pounds, that's impressive. But
Yeah.
both of these guys are legends. So
Yeah.
I'm happy that it turned out the way that they did. They didn't look so old.
They didn't. Yeah.
They looked like they could beat up younger guys, but I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Keep them safe, man. Keep
Yeah.
them keep them in their age bracket. As we see there, Mike Tyson, 50-6, Roy Jones 66-9,
Mhm.
and then Roy Jones did take a couple losses toward the end of his career as well.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
still fighting,
Yeah.
I think, right?
Yeah,
He hasn't
20
officially retired,
He hasn't officially after this one.
but now it's good to see. I enjoyed it.
I think this one might finally give Roy like the satisfaction. Like I got in there with the baddest man, in boxing. I feel like he was kind of satisfied. Am I gonna be surprised if he gets back in the ring? Nah, because that's Roy. It seems like he's gonna fight until like the wheels fall off. But it seems like Mike wants to keep doing it, and it's again he mentioned it in the post fight interview. He's fighting not for for glory, for vanity. It's more for charity, for to help other people. So I see fire in Mike, and I know they're talking Evander Holyfield, and who wouldn't want to see
Yeah.
a part 3?
I believe it was
That's-
Jesus who mentioned that
Yeah.
Holyfield was in great shape as well, and I know Holyfield kind of called him out.
Yeah.
Right?
So he did. So like that I can tell Evander got motivated seeing these two guys do it.
I mean, who wouldn't?
Who
man?
wouldn't?
Who wouldn't?
Who wouldn't? Fighters, they can't be born again. I know we heard this line in the Rocky movies. They want to, fight. That's that animal inside. And Evander probably got like, kind of like the same way Sugar Ray Leonard got all happy when he got all motivated when he saw Marvin Hagler, busting up that opponent. He got motivated to get back in the ring. And I know Evander has that fire. And who would not want to see a trilogy, a part 3?
100%.
Yeah.
And speaking about charity, I want to thank Mr. D Style Boxing. who donated money here. Anything helps. For you guys who are new to the channel or didn't hear our previous announcement, we will be donating all our YouTube money from now until the end of the year. So if you guys would like to donate anything through super chats, it's not an obligation, obviously, but anything helps. I don't care if it's $1, 50 cents, $2. I don't care. Anything helps, right? We're trying to do our part as well.
Yeah, we're trying to do our part. We're trying to support, amateur boxing or
boxers.
these fighters that don't have that support until the bright lights get hella bright. And so, that's the hardest thing for them, getting funding, some of them working full-time jobs, their parents working full-time jobs and to keep their dream alive, just to get by.
Man.
And so we know we've been around these people and we know them firsthand. And so we know the struggle. So yeah, anything that you guys donate is very much appreciated.
Yeah, that's right. And Jesus says giveaway shirts. I still got to learn the shipping thing.
That's
I'm
right.
gonna lie, I haven't even looked it up.
Jesus lives up in
Oxnard.
Oxnard. Okay.
Don't you go up there sometimes?
Yeah. So I have family out there. I've been wanting to go visit the laboratory up there. So
Okay.
one of these, we'll go.
We got to link up, bro. I'm gonna write our email. In the chat section. So if you can please email us. And when Chris is up there in that region, we can send you a shirt, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, we got you.
It's on the way. We'll go. We'll do it. We'll make it happen. But yeah, overall great event. Happy, satisfied, and makes me want to see Mike again. So yeah, if that Evander Holyfield does happen, dang, that's gonna be interesting for sure.
And againstdaropes at gmail is the email. If you guys ever want to email us or anything, we do check that stuff regularly. We do. I know Jesus he's not on social medias, but Instagram is probably the best way to contact us. We're on that thing all the time. We check all the messages and all that. So yeah, man. But email againstdaropes at gmail. You want to contact us, man. Yeah. But yeah, before we move on, Chris, I don't know if you have any final thoughts about that. But before we move on, I do want to send a big shout out to Puro Golpe. If you're on Instagram, make sure to follow them at Puro Golpe, and shop is www.purogolpe.com. If you guys see that t-shirt right here,
there it is.
pretty dope.
Keep us warm, man. These shirts, these sponsors. It's getting chilly, man. It's December. I know it's SoCal, but man, it's getting chilly too. Hey,
we'll drive up a shirt to Oxnard. That's no issue, Sean.
Yeah.
Stop making fun of us, man. No, I'm not gonna lie. Chris last time was up in that area, and he was like, "Doesn't homeboy live by there? I'll send him a shirt."
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't have a way to contact him because he's not on anything, no Twitter, no Instagram. So I was like, we gotta find a way. Don't worry, we got you.
Man, he's doing it right, man. Keep staying away from social media, man. Hey, props.
He's doing it right.
Dude, I've driven up to Oxnard, to Camarillo, just for pizza, bro. They have the best pizza in all of California. Dude, Gio, I'm going to take you one day, and you'll know why. You'll know why.
I still got to take you to that one spot, right?
Which one?
The Downey spot. Did you ever go with me?
The
I
pizza
took
spot?
Brian. Yeah.
No, I haven't gone. Damn.
I've been, I'm probably going to get some this weekend, just like carry out.
Yeah.
But the thing is fire, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough of pizza. They don't pay us, so we're not going to say any brand
They're so
names
good,
or
I'm not going to shout them out until they do, though. Until they
For
do.
real. Hey, hit us up, whoever you are. You know who you are.
You know who you are. You know who you are, 805. Let's go. Let's go.
All right. Any final thoughts on Mike Tyson against Roy Jones? Roy Jones doesn't want the rematch. That's all I could say about that.
He gave us that impression. I think he's satisfied with his performance and can ask more. I want to see more of Mike. What they say?
He said no pizza's that good.
There is.
Like 500 spots
Sean,
within
I'm gonna take you too. Bro. We're gonna do a podcast at that pizza spot. That's what we're gonna
do. Let's get it. Next year when things get better. No, but I would shoot on you too. But I have tasted very good pizza. That's worth it. All right.
Yeah.
I've had pizza in Italy. I wouldn't say I would fly over there just for the pizza.
Come on.
But I mean, if you're there, you better get that pizza.
Is that good?
It's good.
Is it the ingredients? Is it like?
I think it's the ingredients. I think it's a lot more fresh.
Okay.
Like the bread was fresh, the cheese was fresh. It's different.
Yeah, it hits different.
Yeah, it's different, man. Trust me, I eat a lot of pizza.
Sean, it's different. He says it's different.
Sean, you can carpool, dude. How about that? Carpool. But yeah, that's that on Roy Jones Jr., man. Let's see what else we got on here. I did mention Joyce against Daniel Dubois.
Yeah, that was
This is one of those fights that made me miss crowds again. And they kind of mentioned it in the post-fight interview. Man, if this would have been in the UK, shout out to the UK.
Yeah, got a flag back there.
Shout out to the UK, man. That would have been crazy. Would have been a crazy atmosphere. But I liked it. It was good, man.
Yeah.
Great heavyweight action. I know a lot of people are criticizing Daniel.
Dubois.
Triple D.
Triple D.
Dynamite, right? Is his nickname?
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the middle D?
I believe it's Dynamite.
Okay. Yeah, I know he got a lot of criticism. This was one of those under the radar little like meaty modern classic because you have.
It was at 2 p.m. on ESPN Plus.
Yeah, I think your brother reminded me. This was one of those like the young heavyweight prospect that could be one of those contenders down the road.
I thought he was, dude. Honestly, before this fight, I was favoring Triple D.
There's a lot of hype behind him against the 30. I think he's 35. Joyce, who's got that experience, but he still doesn't have that.
He's young as far as fights.
Yeah, he's young. He's a vet, but still not that exposure. Still not those big fights. Still hasn't been tested. He's still kind of just almost in the same boat in a way as a Dubois, but just 35 with many more fights. And I honestly thought Dubois would look very good in the early rounds. I thought he was gonna break him down. I think Joyce was like, I felt like the ship had sailed on his career. Like he's in his mid-30s. You got this up-and-coming, young, hungry heavyweight who's kind of primed to take over in the years to come, man. I was shocked. I was utterly surprised that I know that eye was getting worse and worse, and Joyce did a great job just jabbing at it and just making it worse. But I was very surprised that he just kind of said no mas in a way. I don't know, and I know Gio criticizes British. And you
I like
two.
Dubois.
Yeah, and you like Dubois.
I like Dubois. I like Joyce.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think Joyce would do this to him.
Yeah.
Basically jabbed him to death.
Right?
I always like Joyce. I know he's athletic because he could do those backflips. Like I already said.
Yeah,
if you can do a backflip, you're like top 5 athlete in the world to me. I don't care. Delfimo, come on. What I didn't like about Joyce coming into this fight is that he doesn't always have the best movement to me. Mm-hmm. And you saw in the rounds that Dubois did have success. Yeah. Joyce wasn't able to avoid a lot of those punches, right? But at the end of the fight, I kind of like that because even though he's not always as mobile, he did enough to avoid punches. Mm-hmm. And as Jesus says, Joyce has a great chin. Yeah, he took those punches, and I feel like he did enough to take the sting out of a lot of those punches, which I ended up falling in love with it. Before the fight, I'm like, this guy, I don't know if he can avoid all these big punches. Yeah. He didn't, but he did just enough in the fight to not be seriously hurt. That jab was great. His power was great. He felt like a vet, man.
Yeah, to me, just the way he stayed composed, because I think a lot of people knew he was losing those early rounds, and you kind of felt that Dubois was just gonna seize the moment, and Joyce just stayed composed, disciplined. What didn't you like?
I didn't like Dubois' stamina.
Okay.
He had those 2 very good rounds where he took over the fight, and then he got kind of gassed. Yeah. And respect to Joyce for that because he's a big boy, man, big body, and he maintained the same rhythm throughout the fight, rhythm throughout the fight. And let me read some comments here before you continue with your point, Chris. Let's see. Sean says, I saw very few people pick Joyce. Surprising, considering all of his advantages. Yeah. I kind of had it close to 50-50, but if I had to pick a winner, I was going with Dubois. Mm-hmm. I was going with Dubois because he's younger. Like you said, you mentioned Joyce. He's a little older. He doesn't have that many fights, but, he has the amateur pedigree, and he's older. Mm-hmm. And I thought Dubois was just going to be in better shape, man. I thought he was going to be able to do what Joyce did, essentially.
Yeah. I just thought that just the youth and that hunger, and I thought he was just gonna overwhelm him. I thought Joyce just hasn't had that those name, those gritty, fights to really do it out, but he did. He did just enough to slowly break him down, slowly chop him down, and Dubois just succumbed to the pressure, and yeah, that was surprising. But I think we both kind of, and we'll talk about another fight that kind of did similar things in a way, where he just stuck to his boxing, and a lot of people don't always appreciate that, how you can stick to your boxing, stick to your jab. It's not always the most eye-catching or most entertaining, but it's efficient and it gets the job done. And this was one of those examples where that just got the job done. And all that matters is that you get the W, and that's what Joyce did, and that just puts him in a great position to, for those bigger fights. Will he win them? Maybe, maybe not. Most likely not. But he puts himself in a great position at this age in his career.
Big paychecks.
Big paychecks. Yep. And Dubois, this is more of a mental thing. I know some things at that moment I was upset was that he just kind of just stopped, but then again, you never know. Maybe there's something with that eye. Maybe something broken, and so you never know. But
I'm not mad at it, man.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at the stoppage. It didn't look good, as a fighter, but you don't know what he's going through.
Exactly.
Live to fight another day. Yeah. He's still young. He still has a career. We don't know what he's feeling. Yeah. Maybe he was feeling like his eye was falling off. We don't fucking know.
We don't know.
I'm not gonna judge on that. Jesus says he didn't quit. He would have lost an eye.
Yeah. Yeah.
At
that moment, I'm like, why'd you, but then you stop and you take it all in. You're like, you know what, maybe his orbital bone or something is up. You kind of take it all in and assess the situation. And I think I read afterwards that there was something up with his eye.
I'm pretty sure Margarito's still having those eye problems.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Was it worth it?
Yeah.
I mean, boxing fans will forget about you sooner or later.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at the decision of. It seems like a decision, right, to not continue. He did get up, like at the 10 count. Yeah. I think the referee saw the body language. He saw the eye damage and was like, okay, let's just, this shouldn't continue. But I'm not mad at anyone in that situation taking that route. It does seem like in UK boxing, it's more acceptable to do that. If he was Mexican fans... Yeah, they'll support you, man. They'll support you. They'll get behind you. But when you do something like that, they'll forget about you.
Like, there's a reason why people really say no mas. It's in Spanish. You don't hear the no more. No more. It's no mas.
That phrase is like triggers something. It's like, I can't believe he did that.
Yeah. And the most famous one is from a Hispanic fighter, in Manos de Piedra. So you never hear the no more. It's always in Spanish, no mas. So they chew you up over here. They chew you up for sure. But yeah.
Yeah, but that was a good fight. I thought it was a very fascinating fight. Hopefully Dubois can come back. I do like him. But Joyce, man, he's knocking in the door right now.
Yeah.
Hey, if Usyk can't get one of the top dogs, Joyce against Usyk.
That would be that's enticing. And I don't know the promotional companies, but Andy getting back into it too. Andy, Joyce, I would love to see that. Yeah, just...
I'm through with that, dude. I'm through with saying, that's not going to happen because of the promotions. Fuck that. Let's speak it into existence.
For real.
Joyce versus White. Okay, I like that.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you knock off one of those prospects, man, you're in a great position. Great position, because a lot of people were talking... It's when I saw this fight get made out, I'm like, okay, this is a good fight. The older guy versus up and coming.
Flew under the radar.
They flew under the radar, and but people that know boxing know that Joyce is in a good position to make some money. Hey, put him in with Parker. Okay, let's see it too.
Parker, who's fighting soon.
Yeah,
we'll get into that, but that was a good fight. I did catch some of the undercard. I don't think anything worth noting. This gentleman Catterall at. Am I saying that right? I don't know, but he fights at 140. I've been hearing a lot of talk from him, but he is British, right? If I'm not mistaken. So you know how I feel about the British.
Yeah.
And that sounds disrespectful, but hey, if you listen to previous episodes, I feel like I've made good enough points.
He's got his points. He's got his points.
Or good examples or whatnot. But let's see. Let's move on from that. That was on ESPN. Great weekend of boxing, man.
Yeah.
Friday kind of kicked
Friday
it off.
kicked it off,
Daniel Jacobs against the man from Philly.
The man from Philly.
Gabriel Rosado, man. King Gabe.
King
King
Gabe.
Gabe. What?
Before
I mean, go ahead. I don't know.
before we jump into it, is Gabe the most marketable double-digit loss fighter in boxing today?
Yes. As of now, yes. Until Chavez Jr. gets there. Chavez Jr. against Jake Paul. Tell me that wouldn't sell millions.
Damn.
Chavez Jr.
You're putting on your matchmaker hat now?
Jake Paul. I'm just saying, man. They're about the same size, right?
Yeah.
They look. But no, definitely Gabriel Rosado. I would pay to watch him anytime. He fights, man.
Yeah.
I love his heart. He's not a guy who's just gonna get knocked out. Who's gonna get outclassed. Most people thought he won the fight. I put a poll on Instagram. About 85% of the people said they thought he won. Only 4 said
That Jacobs won?
that Jacobs won.
Okay.
About 20-something people thought Rosado won.
Interesting. Okay.
I didn't score it. I mean, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
But I was a little upset at the zone dropping the ball again. I don't know if I'll blame the zone or the commentator, but he said, from Philly.
Man,
Right?
that was F.
When that happened, my brother and I were just like, hell
Hell
yeah,
yeah,
Rosado
okay.
won. Cool. I was going to walk away, and then I saw Rosado, saw Jacobs, climb up on the ropes, and I'm like, is he trying to say, like, that he won? Like, because it was a close decision? And then I see him go next to the ref, and they raise his hand, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What just happened?
Yeah. Now, to me, when I saw that, you kind of did see, Jacobs' demeanor. He was like, okay, kind of, you'll never say you lost, but his body language just showed like, oh, dang, I lost this one. And, dude, that is hurtful for Rosado. You hear the Philly name, you're like, finally get a break because I did what I had to do. He boxed. Not the most, fan-friendly fight, but he did what he had to do, kind of like Joyce did in a way. He just boxed and, stay composed, hit like he stood behind his game plan. And to hear your city and then to feel like all those emotions, like finally I got this W.
Hell yeah.
And then to hear that it's Brooklyn, it's the opponent. It's like it's the guy that we didn't. People that saw the fight maybe are not. They weren't too convinced that Jacobs won. Maybe a draw at most. But man, I saw that announcer book it. He was out of there. Like he just got out of the ring. Not even say like, oh, I apologize. Da, da, da. He just got out of there. He's like, man, like he knew he made a mistake and he was out.
So now talking about the announcer Gallegos, Sean says he owned the mistake, though.
Okay.
He did a live afterward.
Afterwards. Okay.
I mean, he's cool. He's solid, too. That's a tough job, man. I mean, shout out to Sean's uncle.
Right.
Mr. Jim in the ring, right?
Mr. Jim in the ring. Yeah.
It's a tough job, man. You're in front of everybody. You got to put on the voice. You got to make sure everything is perfect. You got to read out of this little sheet of paper. Yeah, it's tough.
Like, I understand, like, everybody makes mistakes. It happens. Like, we're all human. We all make mistakes. But that's just one of the. But this is just.
You couldn't do it in this fight. Not in this
couldn't.
fight. If Jacobs won 118 to 110, okay, I'd be like, all right, whatever. It didn't matter because we know who won the fight. He says Uncle Jim. Yeah. And in a fight that has a wide margin, okay, cool. We don't even care. We're gonna be like, wait, and then if he corrects himself, we're gonna be like, all right, cool. He corrected himself. But in this close fight, you saw Rosado was angry at the end.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah. That's just people's
happens,
lively. Like, that's so emotional. They just went through 12 rounds of, war, like, well, not war. They went through 12 rounds. And so, come on, man. Like, you really have to, if you're in this game, you really got to just be on it. I get it. People make mistakes. Like, no one's perfect. We all make mistakes. But,
Uncle Jim doesn't make mistakes like that.
in all the years we've been calling fights.
Yeah, he's perfect. He gives us a signal and everything.
He's had his moments, right? When somebody takes his mic away, but he checks him.
It's not his fault, but he improvises and makes it work.
So, that's tough.
It's unfortunate.
I know he got gutted. And I know he's been very socially vocal. Gabriel Rosado has on his Instagram, Twitter. He felt he won that fight. A lot of people feel like he won that fight. I know Gio just mentioned he put the post. Our followers are pretty knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Coaches, boxers, people that know the game.
Yeah.
And so that kind of tells you something.
I like our Instagram followers, man.
Yeah. So
They know their stuff.
Yeah, when I saw the fight again, and I did see. Obviously, you want to see a fan-friendly fight, but at the end of the day, the most important thing is to get the W, and I think Rosado did just enough to eke out a 115, 113.
And
But
to me, this would have been a very good win for his resume. For how many losses does he have?
He's got like 13.
13 It does not seem like it.
It doesn't.
It does not seem like it. And if I'm Rosado, if I lost all these close fights, a win against Daniel Jacobs, I'm not gonna say like, oh, I'll be content with my career, but that's a good win, man.
Yeah.
That's something that you brag about when you're 70 years old, right?
Yeah.
Hey, man, I fought all these killers, Triple G, this and that. I went up in weight.
Mm-hmm.
I had all these close fights, and I was unlucky. The judges didn't see it my way, but toward the end of my career, which you would think he is, right?
Yeah. Well, 35.
5 more fights left, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
At that, couple more at that level, I would say.
Yeah.
But that's something you could say. See, but look, at the end of my career, I was able to get a very good win against a former champion, a guy who's well respected in the boxing community.
Yeah.
I was good.
I did
Great
my thing.
grandkids,
Did my thing. So yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, he's just one of those fighters. A loss in boxing, a loss can really like hurt your career. Again, boxing is a fickle sport where the fans kind of like, oh, you lose one, you're out. He's one of those guys that's favored from just being always in one of those competitive fights, or people love him. People like when, he said this numerous times: win, draw, or lose, people still really want to see him fight, and a lot of it has to do with just that charisma, marketing, just always giving it his all, just. So yeah, I don't think he loses a lot. A lot of people saw him winning. I would like to see him back and with some good competition.
And
yeah.
And going to some comments here, Jesus says, Jacobs just doesn't throw enough punches. Waits too much. Rosado is not in it to get a paycheck. Like, no, he's trying to win every fight, man.
Yeah.
No matter if he's the underdog, if he's the A side. Don't matter. And then Sean over there singing the famous song. Do you remember it?
Which one?
What's the song by the gentleman? Whoa, that. Hey, I found him on Instagram. He has an Instagram. Yeah. The hype man.
I think that's his promotion. He has a little promotions company.
Oh, okay.
I think it's called that. Whoop that ass promotions, I think.
What a great name.
Man, that's funny.
But yeah, man, Rosado, I was hoping he would win. I was happy he did this well. I know a lot of people did count him out. I did not at all, but I did think that Jacobs was going to win. What they fight at, 168?
168.
Okay. I don't know, man. Jacobs, Sean, I've never been a fan of his. I didn't consider him one of the top middleweights in the world. Before this fight, I still thought he would beat the Charlo brother at 60.
Yeah.
But I'm not impressed by this, man. We'll see what's next for Jacobs. He is getting older as well.
Yeah.
We'll see what's next for Rosado. Like we said, the boxing community respects him. But unfortunately, the judges didn't score it his way this time around.
Yeah. I think where Rosado people respect that he came in the game late. He learned everything on the job. He took a hellacious beating from Triple G, but still stayed in the game. And he's one of those guys that's fought everybody. Like, you name other guys that have ducked or have set aside, just to fight. And
if he fights Canelo next, dude,
yeah,
I'm happy about that fight.
Yeah,
get your money.
Get your money. Yeah, Gabe just been that guy that's fought everybody, and he's one of those guys that he doesn't get completely destroyed. He probably gets beat or barely beat or beat soundly, but not to where the point where you're like, oh, this guy should retire. He's always in great shape and he puts up, competitive fights. So people like this guy. So I like to see him again. Against Canelo would be, obviously nobody's really betting ever against Canelo, but Gabe, get your bag. So yeah.
So Jacobs versus Charlo. That would be a good fight. Jacobs versus Benavidez. Yeah.
Yeah.
He could still get big fights, man. Jacobs. I don't know if he beats the top dogs.
At 168. Yeah.
Benavidez, I want to see him beating Charlo, maybe a little closer.
Mm-hmm.
Sean says, I think Gio owes me the official Billy Joe Saunders is no longer a middleweight apology.
Oh
No, man. Let me tell you this.
Let me tell you this.
You owe me a official Daniel Jacobs is no longer a middleweight. Because I don't think he fought at middleweight after that conversation we had. Remember that debate? I'm like, man, Jacobs ain't even coming back to middleweight. And he hasn't.
I don't think anybody's coming back to middleweight. All the money's at 168.
Yeah. Our apologies cancel out. No, but let's see. Let's see what else we got. Jacobs versus Plant. Let me guess as soon as you have Jacobs.
Jacobs is playing.
But yeah, that was that, man. That was a pretty good fight. On the undercard, I forget the name of the gentleman who did fight.
That's right. Is he Ndongo? He fought against Ndongo, or are you thinking of somebody else?
The guy from Ghana.
Oh.
So in that fight, I was gonna say they accidentally had a 4-minute round.
Did they?
Dude, I don't know what happened. Like, the zone kind of mentioned it after the round was over. They were like, "Oh, I guess there was something happening with the timer. That was accidentally a 4-minute round."
Is that the Emmanuel Tago fighter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
4 minutes, day, and they're like, yeah, take a minute out from the next round or something.
And that was like round 7 or 8 or something like that.
Dang, okay.
From what I remember. But yeah, they're saying they're trying to match him up against Comey. So that fight for Ghana might be a big one. That was decent fight right there.
Okay.
But that was his own Friday, man.
Yeah. I was impressed with the fighter, Daniel. I can't even say his last name. The one that fought Julius Ndongo.
I don't believe I caught that.
Okay, so he's a welterweight fighter fighting Julius Ndongo. Ndongo was once a 140-pound title holder, never the same after fighting Bud. And so, no, definitely way past his prime. But this fighter from, I believe he's from Kazakhstan. Because they call him Kazakh Thunder.
Okay. I know which one you're talking about now. Yeah.
So he pretty solid, strong, A lot of people were comparing him to, a young Triple G. And he's got some flashes of that, but no, very sound fighter. I like to see him again.
Yeah.
He's just, thunder.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about now. Dude, I'm not that good with names, man. And I blame the boxers. I blame the boxers because if you guys don't have like memorable performances, a lot of the times I'll be like, I've never seen that guy fight when I've seen him a few times and I just don't remember the names. But anyway, yeah, that was the zone. That was pretty good, man. Friday, Saturday. Good action, man. Good action. Of course, everybody's talking about Mike and Roy, and Jake. His name Robinson. But that was a good weekend, man. Good weekend, and then we still have a big weekend coming up. But we were talking about Gabriel Rosado. He has been training at the wild card with Freddie Roach, right? Yeah. And before we forget, I did want to mention that our guy, the Cannon.
That's right.
Brandon Adams will be fighting this Thursday, December 3rd. I'm not sure if it's on NBC Sports, the fight. I believe it is. NBC Sports Network. But he will be fighting. He's fighting a gentleman who's 11-2, I believe. Yeah. Let me look at the.
Is he fighting at the wild card?
They're fighting at the wild card, man. That's the thing. Hollywood, California. The venue is the wild card, so that should be very interesting to see how they set it up.
Like in the parking lot, right? Like.
No, dude.
Where
it
then?
has to be indoors. Parking lot.
I saw the pictures from the last card, and it seemed like it was
you might be right because the parking lot does have enough space. You might be right, man. Because I was thinking, where are they gonna put all these cameras? Like the ceiling isn't very high, so it might be the parking lot, man. You might be right,
dude. Like people around there, like in those apartments, I'll be like, "Yo, can I see the fight from here? Get a little vantage point." Man, but that's okay. Cannon's coming back.
It is in the parking lot. Dang.
Yeah.
I didn't tune in last time.
I didn't see last time. I saw the pictures. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, that's the parking lot, bro.
That is tight.
You know who mentioned it first a couple weeks prior was Ring Girl. Asinte Conte.
Oh, okay.
And so I did ask her. I was like,
I saw that.
I was like, Wildcard's really hosting fights. She's like, yeah. I'm like, damn, okay.
That's tight. So Brandon Adams, 21-3. He will go up against Doverson. Did I say that right, man? I don't know. We'll find out on Thursday. 11-2-2. Yeah, that should be pretty good, man. Happy to see Brandon Adams back in the ring, and we've seen some pictures, some stories of him. You know, he's been sparring our guy Anthony Sims Jr., man, the magician. He's been sparring the magician, and he's staying active, Brandon Adams. So hopefully he looks good, man.
Yeah, that's a good sparring right there, man. For both these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's.
I like that, man. Both of them are cool people.
And they both got that energy.
Heck yeah.
They both
That's
got
what I was
like-
gonna say. Two of the coolest guests we've had. We've spoken with these gentlemen for hours and hours,
Yeah.
right before and after the
After the show.
shows. Like last time Brandon was here, he was here for like 2 hours after,
Yeah.
and his wife was hitting him up like, "Yo, I thought the podcast was at this time," and he was like explaining, "Oh, I'm just chopping it up with these guys, you know."
Yeah. I
But
think
cool dude, man.
that's an episode that Blair called in, right?
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was like a 2-hour long episode,
Dude, that was yeah.
and then we stayed 2 hours like speaking over here still.
Yeah.
So
up
Cannon
until
is that
then,
dude.
that was a record, right? It was like 2
yeah.
10. Yeah.
I think Alfonso might have tried to break that the
Yeah.
next time he came, but I'm not sure.
But yeah, good dude.
You know, Sean and Stacks, I think, had the previous record.
Oh, that's
Theirs
right.
was probably like an hour 55.
I think so.
That's when we were at the studio.
Yeah.
Good times.
Good times. Studio time.
Sean says he can hear everyone driving by honking from their home. Or honking their horns, I'm sorry.
Ringing their horns, yeah.
Dude, for some reason, I can never read on the podcast. I don't know, does that happen to you as well, Sean, when you're live? Like, I feel like I can't read these comments. It's crazy.
It's the bright lights, man. They're getting brighter. That means you're doing something right. There we go. Okay, so Cannon coming back, getting some good sparring.
Sean says he's a mandatory 2 hours. Hey, next week, make it happen.
Tuesday.
Tuesday probably, huh?
Hey, yeah, probably Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll break down the
Taco
Danny Garcia
Tuesday.
fight.
You know we gotta get those taco deals, Sean.
Come on, man. See, that's ancient technology. Shipping stuff, like, come on.
That's
We let Amazon do that for
For
us
real.
nowadays.
Sean is multi-talented, bro.
It's for real.
Hey. All right.
So, yeah, I think that's all I got on that before. I just wanted to mention Brandon Adams, man. Cool dude. And let's move on to the Birdman.
Birdman.
I don't know why Crazy Angel keeps calling Danny Garcia Birdman, but he's the Birdman now, right? It's the Birdman. Danny Garcia against Errol Spence Jr. this weekend going down Dallas, Texas. Is that at the stadium?
I believe. I think it's Arlington.
Aren't you going?
Arlington. It's gonna be in Arlington.
Aren't you going?
Yeah, I'm going. But it's. Oh wait, no.
The
I'm,
stadium. The
I'm
stadium
trip-
is in.
I'm tripping, bro.
The stadium is in Arlington, Texas,
Yeah.
right? I'm not too familiar with Texas, but it's not in Dallas. But let's just say Dallas,
Let's just say Dallas.
right? Fans will be in attendance. Pay-per-view, PBC. Errol Spence coming back from his injury. Man, I'm intrigued. I'm giving Danny a good chance. Comics Vet is not here, but I'm giving Danny a good chance in this fight. He's looking good from the videos that I've seen. And the big question is, will the car crash affect Errol Spence Jr.?
I think that's more mental than physical for sure.
You think so?
I think so. I know a lot of people are like physical. It's more physical, obviously, because
Because you can tweak anything during the fight. Like, let's say you make a weird movement, your back tweaks a little bit, your neck,
yeah,
and against Danny Garcia, man,
yeah. Danny's got that no look punch, bro.
the bird, man.
The bird, man. Man, so okay, so before, let's say you were to match Danny against Errol before the car crash, what were the odds? Like 64. Like, how much chance would you give Danny?
I think like 35-30.
35-30
Yeah.
up to 70, and now
Simply because Errol has
momentum and
his last performance against Porter. I thought it was close enough.
Mhm.
I still, man, I'm like the only one that says I thought Sean Porter won, but I think that knockdown was decisive. But the performance was good enough against a dog like Sean Porter, where I think he would be able to edge it out against Danny.
yeah.
Now, in this scenario, a little bit more difficult, I would say, for Errol Spence.
Okay.
You know, he's been out of the ring for how long? I don't know. Will the
little bit over,
injuries
yeah.
will will any injury arise in this fight? I think they kept a lot of that stuff kind of a secret. They didn't give too many details. They said some of his teeth got knocked out and stuff like that, but we'll see, man. If he had any like little back injury or neck or shoulder or something, if that comes back to haunt him during the fight, man, he's gonna have a long, long night against the Bird, man.
The Bird. So right now you have it what? I'm kind of sensing like 60-40.
60, 40, even 55, 45. Errol Spence,
okay.
man. If my math is correct, I always hesitate to do the. I'm pretty good at math, but I always hesitate to do the 55, 45,
55.
and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
55, 45. Final answer.
Final answer. Okay. No, I've seen the videos too, and Danny does look good. He looks motivated. I think a little bit has to do with like, you know what, I can, pull off a shocker here. I know he does believe in himself. Every fighter that goes into that ring goes in believing that they can.
And he's had very close fights against Keith Thurman and Sean Porter.
Yeah. I just think the Thurmans and the Sean Porters, they're just more volume punchers. I think they're more volume punching that it's. Those are the type of opponents that would give Errol Spence more trouble. I do have this fight a little bit closer than before, for sure. Like you do have those things in the back of your head, but I think Errol still does it. I think he's got Terrence, like in the,
in the rear view.
In the rear view. So I think it's gonna be a tough fight though, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's the general consensus. Most people are rocking with Errol, but we'll see, man. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. Jesus says he doesn't like the undercard. And Sean mentions, Fundora will be in it. What is he, 6'7" or something like that, fighting at 154?
That's right.
Sebastian Fundora. Josecito will always be on there as well. But yeah, I'm not too intrigued by the undercard. Man, I'm going to stick with 55-45. Errol Spence. Hopefully it can be that close of a fight.
Yeah.
Hopefully it can be a close fight like that. But yeah, I think Danny will have to throw more punches if he wants to make Errol Spence feel uncomfortable in that ring.
Yeah. Would you discount is a Danny Garcia knockout, unheard of?
Not for me.
Okay.
And it wasn't against Keith Thurman. It was against Sean Porter because he does have that tremendous left hook. Last time we saw Brandon Rios, it looked like he went to another planet after taking that punch.
Yeah.
We've seen the damage, of course, against previous fighters. Should I even mention Amir Khan? Like, everybody kind of hurts him like that. But to me, the fight that made me respect Danny was the one against Lucas Matisse.
Yeah.
That was a tremendous fight. I'm not a big Danny fan, but I do respect him. And I don't think a knockout against Errol Spence will be too out of this world. I think it'll be a shocker, but not like a, Buster Douglas, not like a Andy Reese type of knockout, in my opinion.
It would definitely send waves to the boxing community. I think a lot of people have, Danny a little like in their maybe third, fourth, fifth.
He knocks out Crawford, though. Guaranteed.
No way.
Bang.
No way. No way.
Bang.
No way.
You saw that Gamboa left hook? Now add 10 times more power.
Bang. He doesn't have that speed like Gamboa had at that lower weight class. But a Danny Garcia win by knockout would put him back. We'll put him back on top, like for sure.
He becomes the number one welterweight, man. I think I said this before.
Yeah. So
Crawford is still waiting I'm still waiting for a meaningful fight.
Yeah.
Besides Jeff Horn, I don't want to disrespect you, Sean. But Danny, man, he has a good resume.
Yeah, I was gonna just say that. Yeah.
The losses that he's taken very close, 7-5 losses against the other top welterweights. So, man, if he knocks out Spence, he's gonna be making a lot of money for the upcoming fights.
Yeah. Do you feel like a lot of people don't give Danny Garcia enough boxing credit? Like, I feel like a lot of people do not.
His IQ.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people do not. Like, if they pick for him to win, it would have to be by knockout. But we've seen things in boxing, where you think this person's gonna knock him out, and he beats him convincingly. He just, like when we think of Teofimo, a lot of people thought like, oh, if he's gonna beat Loma, it's gonna be because of his power and size and knockout. People did not expect him to outbox him or beat him convincingly. So you never know, that could happen. It could be a Danny Garcia, by decision.
A Danny Garcia clinic.
Clinic.
No, I do think he's a good boxer. I do
Yeah.
think he's improved a lot over time, and those experiences against Thurman and Porter, especially, But and even against Amir Khan, like he was losing that fight.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I hope it's a very good fight. I hope it's very close. And why not even a rematch when nobody's talking about it,
Yeah.
right? For Spence, besides Keith Thurman is out there, Pacquiao's out there, PBC. There's not too many names that would make a big fight with Spence. So if it's close enough, I can see a rematch here. Obviously, if you're PBC, you're gonna favor the A side, right?
Yeah.
So hey, why not a rematch if it's close enough? But we'll see. I'm intrigued by this fight, and I hope Danny serves himself well, man. I hope it's a 55-45 type of fight.
Yeah. I think Errol Spence's toughest fight was the one that you mentioned earlier with Sean Porter. I don't know why I want to see him, like, I know it's a little, I kind of want to see him get dropped, tagged, and I want to see him get up. You know, the Mayweather Mosley type of moments, where like you see a very, very great, good fighter, dig deep, to pull out a win. And I feel like we haven't seen that from Spence yet.
Yeah.
From Errol, we've seen a tough fight with Porter, but I don't think
Porter's not the more powerful puncher.
Yeah.
And you're right. Spence hasn't fought, big punchers per se.
Yeah. Someone that rocked him or like get him off his feet. So I kind of.
Let's see how he takes that punch, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting.
Can Danny even like land enough?
Hell yeah, he can.
You think so?
I think that left hook and that straight right against the southpaw, it might be good for Danny, but we'll see. I want to see Spence get hit, and we'll see, man, if he's rusty.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I want to say Errol Spence is gonna win, but I wouldn't be shocked if Danny Garcia wins. That's my final prediction. I'm going with Errol, but if Danny wins, I think that's going to help the welterweight division because you'll probably get Porter, Garcia too.
Yeah.
If Thurman decides to unretire again, you might see that second fight. Pacquiao, Danny even. Who knows? Mikey Garcia stay away from Danny.
Yeah.
But yeah.
In a way, like I think Errol's going to win. I have him 60-40 winning. I feel like if Danny does win, it would mess up the whole aura of the Invincibles between Crawford and Errol. But at this stage, it's been too many years. Why not? Freaking Danny, just.
And I mean, it's not like it's a normal scenario, right?
Yeah.
Errol Spence is coming back from a car crash, so obviously if he loses, I hope Danny gets the credit. I hope that people don't just say, "Oh, well, he wasn't 100%."
Yeah.
Yeah. But still.
Yeah,
anything could happen in this fight.
Anything can happen. I'll be out there. We'll get some good footage of that fight, from the stands. But yeah, can't wait for this fight. Texas.
Yeah, man, that's that. Let's see if I have anything else here. The Birdman.
The Birdman.
I just that's what I wrote in my phone. Birdman. Crazy Angels back.
Crazy Angels.
The build-up hasn't been big too.
Yeah, we haven't
a lot of promotion.
No, not a whole lot. A little surprised at that, man. Come on, these are two of the best welterweights right now, current.
Yeah. You know what? I did forget to mention that Jake Paul did come out to a Super Saiyan outfit on weigh-in, so that should have been our sign, dude. Like, this guy's not losing. We should have seen Nate Robinson blocking punches with his face. We should have seen it coming. But
I did see that. That's funny.
Yeah, that's all I got, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a good. Honestly, it's been a good like end of the year for boxing.
Yeah,
I know I've said that
still
again
a lot
and again.
coming up.
Yeah, like the next 3 to 5 weeks, nothing but great name fights. You know, we got the Ryan, we got Triple G, we got Canelo.
Triple G. What do you think about that, man? He's
Triple G.
fighting him.
A no recognizable name. Is that what you're saying? I'm just happy just to see him like back in action, and I'm so, I'm so grateful that so near Canelo's fight date. I kind of just tells you like they're trying to target that for next year. Whether Canelo will take it, that's another story. But at least you can tell that Triple G's trying to target. He's trying to stay close to Canelo's radar. So, yeah.
Yeah, to me, it's kind of crazy how some fighters get away with these type of fights and others don't. I don't mind them. Everybody takes these type of fights, but boxing fans, man,
You're trying to say, Gio?
some get away, some don't. Yeah, so let's see. Just going over the schedule a little bit. Our boy Billy Joe Saunders is fighting Martin Murray. Another one of those fights, right? Murray was in his prime, 6-7 years ago?
When he fought Martinez, yeah, those years.
That's in London, December 4th. This weekend as well. Yeah, Friday.
Cool.
We talked about the Errol Spence. Shakur is fighting on the 12th against Toka Khan Clary. That's in Las Vegas, ESPN. Felix Verdejo's back in that. This is going to be a good fight, man.
Verdejo versus
Masayoshi Nakatani.
Okay.
That's the gentleman who fought against Teofimo, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. Double check that in a bit.
If so, I'm favoring this Japanese gentleman against Verdejo.
Oh, okay, against Verdejo.
Against Verdejo, yes.
Okay.
Edgar Berlanga's back in it. I believe Clay Collard might be on that card as well. I saw him post some stuff today. That's December 12th, the same day. Anthony Joshua will be fighting live from London. The Zone against Kubrat Pulev.
Okay, that's what's up.
Huey Fury is on that undercard. Same day, December 12th. Well, I guess it depends on what part of the world you're in because this is going to be in Australia. New Zealand. Joseph Parker is fighting against Junior Pa. Joseph Parker still. That's on the Zone as well. Still, Joseph Parker, I like him.
Yeah.
I'll tune in.
Cool, dude.
December 12th on Cassville, Connecticut, Showtime. Nothing worth mentioning. But yeah, this month is gonna be fire, man. Gennady Golovkin, December 18th against Kamil. I'm having trouble with that one.
No worries, man. When I saw the name, I was like, I can't even say it.
Against him, December 18th, same from Texas. Zurdo Ramirez is fighting Alfonso Lopez.
Okay.
Good month, man. Canelo on the 19th against Callum Smith, obviously. Nonito Donaire is fighting the same day against Emmanuel Rodriguez. That should be pretty good.
That's
Showtime.
Rodriguez is the guy that
fought Naoya. You know it.
That's a good fight, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Showtime. Connecticut, December 19th. Sergio Martinez is fighting. I don't know if they're going to move that one. But for now, it says December 19th.
También? Wow.
Yeah, that's in Spain.
Okay,
Kiko Martinez on the same people from last time were on the undercard. Yeah. And that looks like, though I'm pretty surprised Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell is January 2nd, a day after New Year's. I'm pretty surprised by that. Yeah, but that's that, man. It should be a good end of the year.
Yeah, no,
And good start of the year with Ryan.
Yeah, December is stacked with
December
names.
to remember.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a good end of the year for boxing. Good names. I'm sure we're gonna have some memorable bouts. Obviously we want to see where Errol's at, right? We want to see if there's any any damage. I know he's not damaged, but if there's any,
Who knows?
Yeah, you never know. You never know. So
what if he goes in there and looks spectacular?
Right.
All of us are gonna be like, oh, never mind.
Damn. Yeah. Now at the end of the day, these guys, I mean, they're human. They're obviously people idolize them and have them in such high esteem, but they're people too. They ain't Superman. Like they're just people just like us, and they're just fighters. And so we want to see like where they're at. And so yeah, I'm excited for Triple G coming back. What was it? A month ago, we didn't even think Canelo was gonna fight, and we obviously we didn't have Triple G on the radar. And so now we have Joshua, Canelo, Triple G, Ryan, and
Which
in January. So
Which didn't the zone pay Triple G a good amount as well?
I think so. So
Man,
it's gonna be a good month of boxing. So
good month.
yeah. Hey.
It's a good end to it, man. That's all I got. You got anything else?
No, just thank you for everybody that's subscribed, that have tuned in throughout this whole year. It's been a crazy year, of course, for everybody. Again, we had to adapt. You know, we had to go from the studios to here, but you know, we changed it
AtR
up.
Studios, baby. We had a couple flags and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
we'll add some more stuff later on.
Yeah, but we've kept busy, you know, going to Mexico, Gio being at the gyms covering the up and comers, and you know, this is just what we love to do. You know, it's our passion, and just happy for all the support that we've gotten throughout the year. Again, it was a crazy year.
Shout out to all three of y'all.
But man, just gonna keep it going, and yeah, this is a great way to end the year with all these fights. Because in the beginning of the year, we had not a whole lot going right. We didn't know when boxing was gonna come back. We didn't know like if the names were gonna fight each other, and we didn't get a lot of that in the beginning. You know, obviously, the platforms were put out there for fighters that normally don't get that chance, and so it was good for them. But yeah, again, this is boxing. You want to see those names come out, and we finally get them now. So yeah, it's good. It's a good time.
And it's a wrap, man. Once again, big shout out to Puro Golpe. Check them out at Puro Golpe on Instagram. www.purogolpe.com is the shop. And thank you guys all for tuning in, man. We appreciate you guys. And we'll be back next week, man. We're going to break down the bird, man. I like saying that. The bird, man. It's Errol Spence. Hopefully it's a great fight. Hopefully it's another good week of boxing, man. Big shout out to Mike Tyson. I know he's watching. Big shout out to Roy. I know he's watching too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Gabriel Rosado. Joyce. Big weekend of boxing. Peace out, Sean. Just Boxing Foundation. You know what it is. Shout out to Jesus. You'll get your shirt soon. We'll drive it up there. Don't worry.
Just have that pizza ready, Jesus.
And that's it, man.
Hey.
Peace. If you don't know, now you know. Let's go, mate.
Let's go, mate. Donut.
You dosser.
Michael, you already know I said I'm a fun guy.
Hola amigos, soy Pastor AtR. Quiero mandar un saludo para mis amigos de Contra las Cuerdas. Échenle muchas ganas. Un abrazo, muchas bendiciones.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. You know what mine is? Let's box, bitches. It's almost fight night.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you for the support. Keep doing your thing. You're doing a great job. So thank you and best wishes.
Against the Ropes. Huge shout out to Against the Ropes. Against the Ropes.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you guys for the interview, and hope to see you guys soon.
Against the Ropes, always doing the right thing.
Shout out to Against the Ropes, man. I appreciate you guys for having me, taking the time out y'all day.
Against the Ropes, #1.
Freddie Roach.
Thank you very much.